guys, today we are going to learn a very important concept in grammar, which is clauses. So let's get started. So after watching this video, you will be clear with what are clauses, difference between clauses and phrases, types of clauses. So what are clauses? A group of words that forms a part of sentence and has a subject and predicate of its own is called as a clause. For example, Rahul comes back home when the sun sets. In the above sentence, in the underlined part, you will see that the sun is the subject and sets when is a predicate. Hence, it duly qualifies to be the clause. Hence, it is a clause. Difference between clauses and phrases. So sometimes we get confused between clauses and phrases and even sometimes mix them both. So it is very important to clear that confusion. So take a look at the given sentences. Rahul came at night. Second, Rahul came when it was dark outside. Look at the underlined part in both the sentences. In the first sentence, at night is a group of words, but it does not has a subject or predicate of its own, though it makes sense. In the second sentence, in underlined part, when it was dark outside, you will notice that it has a subject, which is it, and a predicate, when it was dark outside, of its own. A phrase is a group of words which is part of sentence and makes sense. On the other hand, a clause is a group of words which is part of a sentence and has a subject and predicate of its own. A phrase does not have a subject or predicate. So, at night in the first sentence is a phrase, and when it was dark outside in the second sentence is a clause. If we are clear with clauses, let us look at the type of clauses. So there are main two types of clauses, which is independent or main clause, dependent or subordinate clause. Dependent to subordinate clauses are further divided into noun clause, adjective clause and adverb clause. Main or independent clause. A main clause expresses the complete thought and is independent, that is, it can stand on its own. It can be written as a complete sentence. Subordinate or dependent clause. A subordinate clause is dependent on the main clause to express the complete thought and cannot stand on its own. For example, I got wet as it was raining outside. In this sentence, I got wet is a clause as it has a subject and a predicate. It is a main clause as it is a complete sentence and does not need other part of the sentence to convey the idea and can stand on its own. As on the other hand, as it was raining outside does not convey the complete thought and is dependent on the main clause to convey the idea, and so it is a subordinate clause. Second, I can find a dress which will suit you. So in the sentence, I can find a dress is a complete sentence and does not depend on the other part of the sentence. So it is a main clause. Which will suit you is a subordinate clause as it is dependent on the main clause. Now some sentences can also have two main clauses, and usually such sentences are compound sentences and contains coordinating conjunctions. For example, he is not wealthy yet he helps poor. Now in this sentence there are two main clauses joined by the coordinating conjunction yet. So he is not wealthy is a main clause and he helps poor is also a main clause. Coordinating conjunction are the words that join two different sentences. Now some of the coordinating conjunctions are and, but, yet, for, so, or, nor, either, or, neither, nor, etc. Subordinate clause starts with subordinators or subordinating conjunctions. Some of the subordinators are what, where, who, when, wherever, that, how, after, before, if, as, though, although, whom, while, whereas, wherever, until, unless, etc. and the list goes on. So, a very important tip is that while you have to identify the subordinate clause, remember that a subordinate clause always starts with a subordinator. Types of subordinate clauses. There are three main types of subordinate clause. They are noun clause, adjective clause and adverb clause. A noun clause is a subordinate clause that does the work of noun in the sentence. It functions as object or subject of the verb. A noun clause answers the question what. For example, he said that he will come with me. In the sentence, that he will come with me is a subordinate clause as it has a subordinator that. It functions as object to the verb said in the sentence. It also answers the question what he said. So, it is a subordinate noun clause. So, the trick to find or identify the noun clause is first find the subordinate clause in the sentence, then form a WH question, and if the WH question starts with what, then it is a noun clause. Now let's try this with other examples. I do not know what he wants. So what he wants is a subordinate clause. Now form a WH question that will give answer as the subordinate clause. So what I do not know. What he wants. Second, no one knows who he was. Who he was is a subordinate clause. So the WH question will be what no one knows. The answer is who he was. So third, I went to see what had happened. What had happened is a subordinate clause. Now form a WH question to get the answer as a subordinate clause. The question will be what I went to see. What had happened. So all these three are the noun clauses. Adjective clause. An adjective clause is a subordinate clause that does the work of adjective, that is, it qualifies the noun phrase or pronoun that comes before it. Remember that the adjective clause answers the question which. For example, the man who is standing there is my uncle. Now in the given sentence, who is standing there is a subordinate clause. The man is my uncle is the main clause. Now the subordinate clause describes the noun man and hence it is the subordinate adjective clause. It also answers the question which, like which man is my uncle? The man who is standing there. So let's try this with other examples. The trick to identify the adjective clauses: first, identify the subordinate clause, then form the WH question such that the answer will be the subordinate clause. If the WH question starts with which, then the clause is the adjective clause. So first, he went inside the house that was haunted. The subordinate clause is that was haunted. And the WH question is which house he went inside. That was haunted. Second, this is the book that he wrote. That he wrote is a subordinate clause. So which is this book that he wrote? Third, the umbrella that I am carrying belongs to my sister. So the subordinate clause here is that I am carrying, and the main clause is the umbrella belongs to my sister. Form the WH question to get this answer as a subordinate clause. Which umbrella belongs to my sister? You will get the answer that I am carrying. So this all three are the examples of adjective clause. Adverb clause. A adverb clause is a subordinate clause that does the work of adverb. Adverb clause act as modifiers. They specify manner, time, frequency, place, degree, reason, or condition. An adverb clause answers questions when, how, where, why, etc. For example, the train had left before we arrived. In the sentence before we arrived is a subordinate clause. It indicates the time of event. It also answers the question when had the train left. So it is a subordinate adverb clause. An adverb clause usually starts with subordinators when, where, while, before, after, if, unless, until, though, even though, as, because, since, in order, so, etc. Now let's try with other examples. First, you will pass if you work hard. Identify the subordinate clause. It is if you work hard. Next, form a WH question to get the subordinate clause as the answer. So when will you pass? So as the question starts with when, it is an adverb clause. Next, he came late because he missed the train. He came late because he missed the train. So because he missed the train is the subordinate clause. Now form a WH question to get the subordinate clause as the answer. So why he came late? As the question starts with why, it is an adverb clause. Third, Rahul accompanied Raju wherever he went. So form a WH question to get the subordinate clause as the answer. Subordinate clauses wherever he went. So where Rahul accompanied Raju. It is a adverb clause as the question starts with where. So as that now you're clear with the subordinate clause and its kind. So most of the times in exams the question is asked, identify the subordinate clause and state their kind. So we are going to solve the same now. So first question is, he took me to a room which was very big. So first step is to identify the subordinate clause which was very big, as it starts with the subordinator which. Now form a WH question so that you can get the subordinate clause as the answer. And the WH question will be, he took me to which room, which was very big. So as the WH question starts with which, the answer will be subordinate adjective clause. Second one, I think that more people should come forward in these difficult times. So that more people should come forward in these difficult times is the subordinate clause. Form a WH question to get the subordinate clause as the answer. And the WH question will be what I think. So as the WH question starts with what, the subordinate clause is a noun clause. So that more people should come forward in these difficult times is subordinate noun clause. The third one, they began to run when the whistle was blown. When the whistle was blown is the subordinate clause. Now, form a WH question to get the subordinate clause as the answer. When they began to run, when the whistle was blown. So as the question starts with when, the subordinate clause is a adverb clause. So when the whistle was blown is a subordinate adverb clause. Next, if you work hard, you will succeed. So if you work hard is a subordinate clause, as it starts with the subordinator if. Now form a WH question to get the subordinate clause as the answer, and the WH question will be when will you succeed. So as the WH question starts with when, the subordinate clause is the adverb clause. So So if you work hard is the subordinate adverb clause. Fifth one, my brother knew that I was hiding something. So that I was hiding something is a subordinate clause. Form a WH question to get the subordinate clause as the answer, and the WH question will be what my brother knew. So as a WH question is what that I was hiding something is subordinate noun clause. So now I think that you are clear with clauses. If you think that this video helped you, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon. Thanks for watching.